If you're a new reader and you want to get into fantasy, here are some fantasy books and I'm going to tell you what they're about with no spoilers. I'll touch on the spice, how much trauma's in them. First book, ACOTAR. You've all heard it before, so I'll be quite brief. So ACOTAR is a fae series. It has lots of creatures. It follows a human girl. She kills the wrong animal and then she gets sent away to the fae section of the land. There are curses, there are trials, there are all these fae lords. A little bit of slow burn. The first book, not that much spice, but as it gets along, it gets spicy. And then if you enjoy ACOTAR, I recommend Throne of Glass. This is by the same author. There is no spice in this series. It's a YA series. I'm pretty sure it is. And once again, this is a fae series about a deadly assassin human girl. The tension is insane. You get different POVs across the series, so there's different love connections. The best freaking series I've ever read. Tears I shed during this series. I wish I could read it for the first time again. Then lastly, by the same author, Sarah J. Maas, we have the Crescent City series. This one is not just fae, there's also shifters, there's witches, there's angels, and I would like to say this series is a murder mystery. And also this one is urban fantasy, so it's set in kind of like our time. There's phones, there's laptops, there's dating websites, where the other ones are set, you know, they're on horseback. It's a bit of crying in this series, but I feel like not compared to Throne of Glass and ACOTAR. Okay, and then I wanted to bring up the last current book in ACOTAR in a minute, because the spice in this, oh my god. And I just want to say, if you want a badass FMC like in this book, I would also recommend you reading the Book of Azrael. In the Book of Azrael, the main FMC sold her soul to save her sister. Now she works for this like demon. This is also urban fantasy as well. I've only read the first book, so I can't say much about the spice. Like, there really isn't any, but I feel like the more you go along, it probably gets spicy. I love this book for the same reason I love the last book I just showed you, because we have such a powerful FMC and she's like more powerful, I feel like, than the main male characters, and I love that. We love a female that she doesn't need no man. Fucking love her so much. And then next we have Powerless. We've all seen this before. I'm going to keep it very brief, but the reason I brought it up is because I want to show books that I believe are quite similar. It is YA, so there is no spice. Basically, everyone has powers, but our main female character, she doesn't have any powers. And that puts her in a tricky situation, because if you don't have powers, and where she lives and the vibes and everything really reminded me of the Liza Lena. This is a new God tier series. Instead of everyone having powers, and if you don't have powers, that's dangerous, it's flipped the other way around. If you have powers, that is dangerous. Vibe that Powerless brought me is a similar vibe this brought me in the first half of the book. Powerless is YA. It gives you a very cutesy sort of feeling. The romance is very sweet. And the first half of this book really gives you that. But if you want to step it up a bit and have some spice and intense trauma, the second half of this book, in Powerless, there was trials. So I want to bring up these two books, Lightlark and The Serpent and the Wings of Night, because both of these have trials in it. Let's start with Lightlark first. Lightlark is about every 100 years, the island Lightlark returns. And there's these 6 realms and they're all cursed. And they have to fight in these deadly games to save their people, and they have to break the curse. So our main FMC, she is a ruler. She's not just an ordinary girlie. And with this book, there are multiple love interests. We got Serpent and the Wings of Night. Human girl, she gets adopted by a king vampire, and she enters this deadly tournament with a bunch of vampires, because then you can claim some sort of power. I feel like it gave me slightly Hunger Games feeling, like ever so slightly. Not that much spice. I only read the first book, no tears either, but plot twists at the end.